Brothers, welcome back to DummyNation. Today we're going to be playing as one of the most upvoted nations in one of our last few videos, which is Syria. Now, Syria starts off as mostly a target, not exactly the easiest place to start. It does not have an alliance with the Arab League. In fact, it doesn't start off with a single alliance. And it is often the target of Turkey and Italy, which is going to make things a little bit difficult for us. Now, we do have very little money in the bank. We start off as an autocracy, which is nice. Very high paramilitary. I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to bring down martial law. The reason why is we don't want the heavy effects into our firepower and then also defense. Now, biggest thing I think we're going to need with our 131st third best GDP, good GDP per capita, but military is pretty low. I think we're going to need an alliance. Can we get an alliance with a big boy that will dissuade others from attacking us? We can get an early and cheap alliance with Russia. Can we get another one? India, you are possible, but very expensive. China's 13 million. Iran is typically one that we could get. Iran is there, but I don't know if I want to spend the money on Iran, that much money on Iran. And I think that is it for us. Maybe Brazil. Brazil? No, you're out of the picture. Okay, so let's go ahead and spend the rest of our 580 on troops. Now, fortunately for us, troops are very cheap. That is lovely to see. Let's get a couple of units of those guys. A unit of you. Now, how much do tanks cost us? Tanks are still pretty expensive. How many tanks do we have? We have 1,000. I think we'll get 400 more. And then I think we'll get 200 more tanks. And I think we're going to mostly focus fully on getting another unit of commandos out there. I think that's going to be the best thing for us. Let's go ahead and heavily invest in military. Getting 3 levels of combat training and 3 levels of reactive armor. Now, as for our budget, we're not making a lot. Let's bring down social spending a good chunk. Bring up liquidity and R&D. That'll get us about 2.46. That's fine. And we'll just have to kind of hopefully not get attacked in the short term. We're going to be kind of a long-term player here, picking off people who are weak because we are stuck in the Mediterranean for right now. We don't have a way out unless we want to attack Morocco. Us having 3 million firepower versus them having 2.8 means we could win. But if that's a battle that we would win to just lose the war. So I think patience is going to be our best virtue here. So let's get our troops and see what opportunities arise. Now, the ideal scenario is if Spain starts to invade Morocco but doesn't finish them off, we could jump over there. We're only making $6, which is not fantastic. We have a lot of military on the way. I might dissuade others from attacking us. Saudi Arabia getting involved with Iran could be interesting. They are pretty... Oh, Saudi Arabia, is that all your troops? That is... If we push through Jordan, we can get into Saudi Arabia, and that would be our ticket out. Now, we don't have a lot of money for alliances, so I don't know if we're going to be able to do this, but I think we try it. Yeah, we're going to fight Jordan. Now, we need to make sure we don't fight you. That's not going to work. Run home. You guys are all on your way to deal with something else. That cost us all of our military. Maybe not the best move. Maybe we could have waited on that. Not being able... Okay, we can get a peace treaty with Iraq. That's the one I'm most concerned about. We'll wait to get to this last unit, which we did get. I think we can go... Can we get a peace treaty with Lebanon? We can here in a minute. They don't have that many troops. It's just the tanks that bother me. I think we still push into Jordan and try and grab Saudi Arabia. Now, the big concern is going to be Egypt that we might have to run away from. Kuwait's declared war on us. Egypt's declared war on us. That's the one that I was the most concerned about, having to fight down. I think we can fight the rest of the Arab League. But getting rid of Egypt is going to be the kind of trigger here. Now, Algeria is coming on their way over. They want 3K. We can afford that here briefly. So we'll just wait on this for a second. See if we can afford it. You know what? Let's just go ahead and start invading Saudi Arabia. Let's go down here. Down along the coast. Yeah. Invade Saudi Arabia. See if we can buy off Algeria really quickly. We can. Good. That's another one out of the way. And now we'll just push along this coast. Okay. A couple more people declared war on us. Morocco being one of them. Morocco does have a military. Sudan's declared war on us. I don't think we got to worry about Sudan too much. But still, we don't have a ton of units to lose. So we might retreat out of this one on the first side of seeing an army. But where is some good economic zones? We've grabbed some. Want to push down here. But we're going to keep going. Okay, who's this? UAE. We can buy a peace treaty with them. Let's start targeting the... There's a big city along the coast. Is that Mecca, I think? Let's go down here. Grab this. Try and get our economy up with the big areas, just in case we do have to retreat out of this. We can get a peace treaty with you. Great. Who's this coming over? It's Sudan. We can buy you off because of all the money we're getting from Saudi Arabia. So this is actually kind of working out into our favor pretty well. Oman and Somalia are coming over. Oman's out. Somalia, we don't have enough money. You don't have a ton of troops, though, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll fight down you. and just keep pushing for this land. Yeah. Oh, Mauritania. You have a big army coming over. Let's buy that off. Our army's down to 6 million, so we're not going to split, but things are going pretty well for us here. Because now we're making 100, and we're up to the 36th best GDP. So that works out really nice for us. In fact, let's just continue and grabbing this coast down here. Now, let's get that rebel first. Draw a little bit easier of a line for the thing. Somalia, we weren't able to buy you off. Can we do it now? No. You still want money. All right. Well, we're going to push into this. But I think most people, Morocco was the other one. Morocco, we can buy you off now. That's another one out of the way. And it looks like the United States and Russia are tag teaming Pakistan down. We could have gotten Pakistan, but I think the bigger prize here is going to be Saudi Arabia. So I'm happy to do this. And our GDP per capita is already low, so we don't have to worry about lowering it further. The biggest thing we got to worry about is getting over here before the United States does. So I think we push for this last city down here, and then we relocate. Somalia, can I get you to just stop wasting my time? You want a lot of money now. No, okay. So we're not going to peace out with you at any point. It'll be a fight to the death with Somalia. Their death. Italy's declared war on us. That one's bad. Did we lose our alliance with Russia? We did. That's unfortunate. We're going to lose our capital. Hopefully they don't keep pushing. Honestly, the land we're getting over here is going to compensate. If we get Saudi Arabia but lose our capital, we can recover from that. That is a slight mistake on my part, not recognizing that Russia's... Oh, Russia comes to our defense still. I mean, they're just kind of marching through. But we need to get this alliance back. Otherwise, others are going to attack us as well. Any cheap alliances? India. You don't have any troops. Well, that doesn't help, brother. China? It's potentially affordable, but not right now. I think Russia's our only real hope right now. Okay, we can get that back with Russia. Let's keep pushing for the capital. It looks like Russia's fighting down Egypt. That could be really big for us. Because if Egypt gets weak and we can get Egypt, then we become like not just a fringe country, but a powerhouse. I mean, we're right now the 20th best GDP. But with Egypt, I think we'd move into the top 10. Wow, their GDP is actually not that great. That's surprising. Let's continue to keep pushing towards the coast. Not directly on the coast. I want to block China. I think they're coming over to try and grab land. And I want to block them from grabbing as much as possible. Yeah, they're coming over. They're coming to fight. So they're having to go through Qatar, which we could get Qatar after this. Yes. Who are you fighting? Are you fighting? You're fighting down Bahrain. Okay. So Qatar's still on the table with 1 million. Bahrain's actually winning. So we could jump on that. In fact, let's just do that really quickly. Let's grab Bahrain for ourselves. That's a nice little bit of economy. Did we loot? Nope, we're still allied to Russia. So let's push up north, close up this gap, and then make it so the only country that can invade it is Kuwait and Iraq. Both of them are allies to Saudi Arabia, so they won't engage, and we can get all this land for ourselves. Now making about 300 a tick. We're going to need to invest in another unit of commandos here briefly, but we'll wait until we get a substantial number that we can do. We could invade Sudan, who would lower our GDP per capita, which I think we would want to get UAE and then Sudan. I think those are our next two targets in line. But let's go ahead and continue to keep finishing up Saudi Arabia. That was a nice big chunk. Let's finish up down here, and then we'll be done. We'll hopefully be able to afford another unit of commandos in a meaningful amount, and that will really kind of change the course of the game for us. Okay, Saudi Arabia is done. We have a little bit more commandos to our use. We could definitely do with some rockets, though. I'm a little bit worried about the amount of rockets that the UAE has. So maybe 180 will help us. Sudan, you've got less. You're the 28th best GDP, though. That's a tough target to say goodbye to. I think we'll push for it. You know what? Instead of rushing it, let's just go ahead, keep our troops right here. We'll keep it right on the border. If anyone looks like they're coming over, we'll just be able to invade first. That way we get a little bit more time to build up troops, because we only have 5 million ourselves. We have barely any tanks and barely any rockets. We need to bump those numbers up. Okay, 5 million. I think we can. We've got 74,000 in the bank. I think we can take on the UAE. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so they're off the board. Good. Didn't lose too many troops. And I think India is a great target, but not for us right now. I think we need to prioritize building up our own troops so that we don't become the target. So let's just hang out for a little bit. Our alliance with Russia is holding, but we would need a little bit more military to probably convince China that they want to be a friend of ours. No, they can be our friend right now. Let's get that. That protects us almost outright. We could probably even get a peace treaty. Nope, no, you don't. I was about to say peace treaty with Italy, but alas, no, that is not on the table. So let's go ahead and save up. Try and get, at least 1,000 tanks out there. We can still roll through Sudan at some point. In fact, they don't have troops. You caught me. You caught me in a moment of need. Let's just grab, let's wait till we get 100K. Add that to our repertoire and then go into Sudan. Okay, now who's going to declare war on us? Egypt's here. Nice, cheap. Lebanon, I just don't want to fight you at this moment. And I think that was it. That was it. Okay, good. So now we can just roll through the rest of Sudan, decrease our GDP per capita, which is incredibly high. Somalia! Buy you off finally. And then we can start actually, Algeria, catching these at the last second. Russia's out of troops and isn't our friend anymore. China's still our friend. We need to get up to Russia. We got to get troops though. We don't have enough troops to actually take Russia in this moment, but we need to. Oman's declared war on us. Peace out with that. Russia has a military. Not a big one. Good. Maybe they'll hold out for a little bit longer. Germany declared war on us. Yeah. See, this is what happens when you become the target. Not a lot we can do in this situation except let them take what they want. Italy's back. Can we evacuate this army out of here? China, stop being our friend. Literally, like, this game needs an announcement for when people stop being your friend. Like, that is, like, the only information I need to know in this moment, and it will not tell me it. But, okay, they left. Good. We missed out on Russia. Bad. We can still get India and recover, though. We just need to have the troops to do this. So where's our new home? Ugh, freaking landlocked. I'm gonna get that right away. I'm not gonna worry about getting the discount. Looks like the San Marino run, but against Germany and Italy, yeah, it's not going great. I'll give you that. Our GDP per capita is still really high. Let's get some more units, get that level of self-sufficient economy. We're skipping the discount this time because we're just about survival at this point. I think we need to jump into India. Let's wait for these extra troops to get in. We have 300,000. I don't think that's going to be enough. Okay, 10 million firepower is not going to get us a lot, but it will give us some parts of India. Let's make sure we're hitting the good parts as much as we can. We'll start over here and work our way up north. See what we can do to, number one, get out of the way of China. Also, we got to make sure to... let's get an alliance treaty with Oman just so we can walk through their territory. Russia still exists in some format, which is nice for us. And we just push through India. We spend what money we can on more troops, on more foot soldiers, because that's what we're going to need to fight down these rebels. Really living on the knife's edge here, but I think we're starting to recover. We had a peace treaty with them. We had a peace treaty with India because our 10 million army went down to 2. So we're going to need a little bit more time on that one. Let's just keep recruiting whatever we can. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and attack Myanmar. Japan's fallen, but Taiwan's not taking it all yet. We can still get up there. They're fuddling around with some islands. This is a good opportunity for us to grab Tokyo. And in the meantime, we can continue to keep recruiting troops. Now, this is going to once again raise our GDP per capita. But this is so valuable land that I don't mind it. We doubled our income just with this little bit of land. Russia, you still exist. Can we get that alliance back with you? We can for cheap. That'll help with the exchange rate potentially, up to a percent, but it might go up higher. China, when did we stop being friends? Get that back, just in case you were coming over to fight me. You were coming over to fight Japan, but I didn't like the way you were looking at me. It scared me a little bit. Oh, no, let's continue. Keep fighting for the actual valuable land, please. Thank you. Okay, Japan's been defeated. Let's get back to India. Finish what we started over there. Also keeping in mind, Taiwan's not exactly the strongest. If we were in a better position, we'd then attack Taiwan, but we're not. So we're going to have to wait on that. India has an army now, so I don't know if it's wise to attack India. This might be a moment of consolidation where we just go home. And we do have points that we can throw into smart taxation, so let's start doing that as well. Just trying to buff up our economy a little bit so that we can survive. We're at 3% growth. Let's increase the military spending a little bit. Get that up. Russia's fighting back against Germany. That's nice. We could potentially jump up here and grab a lot of Russia, especially as India's gotten a lot stronger. I think we do this. We've got 7 million. That's really just not enough. I think at this point we just have to say, no, we got to get our GDP down. It's 32. Let's go into Russia. We'll work our way up through the to the Caspian Sea and go from there. Although China's worked down India's army again, maybe we go back into India. Let's do this first. This is free. And this is really what we need. High population, low GDP per capita. Still a lot of very valuable land left here in India. Let's push for this. All right, we sacrificed about half our army to get down India. But now our GDP is 49. That's a lot better. Russia's still pretty weak. They've got 5 million firepower left. Iran was fighting. Let's go ahead and send people home for the time being. We need to continue to keep building up troops. We are kind of doing it the more traditional way of 2 units of commandos, 1 unit of gunners, and then getting tanks. And having that ability to time our recruits that way makes me feel a lot better about the future. We're the 4th best GDP right now. So military power, lacking 100%. We're 14th. We need to get that up. But for right now, let's just take our time here. Russia's not fallen yet. Russia's declared war on us, you dirty dog. And once we get our unit up, I think we'll fight Russia. Check Vietnam. They're very strong. Not a bad call. Okay, we have our full army. It's 22 million firepower. Not a lot of tanks, but definitely enough to take out Russia. Let's go ahead and start that. They've got 6 million firepower. They got 400,000 commandos of their own. The timing might be off on this. Let's get here. Let's not invade. Let's see if somebody else will do our dirty work for us. 300,000? Okay, 1 million. Now's our time. Glad we waited. Let's push to Russia now. North Korea's declared war on us. Let's get a peace treaty with them. And we are big enough to split. First time today, so let's go ahead and do that. Start pushing our way up. Now, we're going to have a long track because a lot of this is mountains. This is Afghanistan we're currently working through. And China's working through Iran, who might not be the worst pit stop along the way to get up to Moscow. I'm worried that Moscow is going to get taken, so I'm just going to keep pushing for Russia. I think it's just a lot more valuable for land than going to grab a little bit of Iran. And we have another point we can throw into, almost 2 that we can throw into smart taxation. So let's get that running too. Okay. We have a new army, our biggest army. Let's continue to push into Russia. Let's get up north. We're having to play a little bit of defense over here. In fact, why don't you just go grab this section over here? That'll clear up a lot of the issues we're having. And now we'll continue to push into Russia, starting over with troops. And let's finish up smart taxation over here. And this army, I'm just going to go ahead and send back here to start dealing with some rebels. You are big enough to split. Let's go ahead and get that done. Just finish up what we can over here in Russia. Russia still has a number of territories down here in Africa that we would like. GDP is nice and high, though, so we're finally able to start affording things once again. Huzzah. Why are you walking through Germany? Freaking A, brother. Okay, new army's ready. Go get them to killer. Finish up that area over there. Okay, let's take our troops. We got 50 million now. That's lovely. Let's get everybody together. We're going to fight Taiwan. That's going to be our next big target. Let's wait for these tanks and rockets, though. Okay, we have our troops. Let's go fight Taiwan. Taiwan's got some really valuable land. I don't know who they're allied to. A number of countries. We'll fight them anyways. I think this is worth it because of their Japan holdings, really, and actually India holdings, too. Makes it worth it for us. We're saving up a little bit of money to buy people off. So let's see who all declares war on us once we actually start taking land. Indonesia, cheap. Israel, cheap. Denmark, can't afford Denmark. Austria, Peru, the Philippines. We definitely want to get the Philippines out of there. Spain, the Philippines is like really close, but we can't afford them either. We have a big army though, so I'm not the most afraid. We can definitely fight some people down for this territory, which I do think is valuable enough to risk it. But let's not get slowed down in going after our target. United Kingdom over here too. Here comes Finland. We're almost done with Thailand though. Or excuse me, Taiwan. Okay, Taiwan is done. Let's send everybody home and have a nice little relaxing rebuild. Now we have to keep an eye on China and the United States. We're in kind of striking range of winning the game. Not nearly as close as we would potentially like to be. There's still some territories we can grab. But our GDP per capita is 52, so that's pretty high at this point in the game. So, do we want to spend time building up to fascism? Oh, Egypt doesn't have any troops. Hold on. Can we jump in on this? Yeah, we're not going to get Cairo. United States is going to body block us. That's fine. Let's, oh, we get a little bit. Able to fight for a little bit of it. That's nice. Let's prioritize building our military for a big endgame push. And I think that starts with going fascist. 27, 34, perfect. We'll wait for that to go through. We already have 17 million in the bank, so we should be able to buy some big armies. And in the meantime, I'm going to fight down Ethiopia. High population, low GDP per capita. Definitely worth engaging in. France is aggro to that. Nice cheap peace treaty with them, though. And might as well do the same to Somalia as well, just to kind of complete the loop. Okay. That's all done. Let's send everybody home for the time being. And now we'll focus on building up. Pretty far away from our end goal of exploitation, getting up to 34%. But the longer that goes on, the more money we get, the better things are for us. We do have 10 points to spend, which means we can throw another 10 points into self-sufficient economy. Our exchange rate is up to 73%, so things are looking pretty good for us. GDP per capita is up to 53, so that's pretty good. We are the third best economy and still allied to China. So things are looking pretty well for us, as long as we don't anger China. All right, we are done with exploitation. We have 57 million in the bank. Let's get a couple units of, let's just get 20k tanks. That's a little egregious, but that gets us up to 30, which is a good amount. Now we do need to spend a hefty amount, into rockets to counter. And we still need a lot more commandos and rockets, but the effects of getting a lot of tanks out there quickly cannot be understated. How's everybody looking? 82, 80. Yeah, we're kind of stuck. Cold War time. Let's get Yemen off the board just to give us something to do. China declared war on me? Really? We had an alliance. 60 million. You really liked Yemen. That's not bad. I mean, I'm still going to do it, but I feel bad about it now. We need some alliances to break down. Everyone's allied. Like, look at freaking the Philippines. Like, oh, we could fight them. What's their diplomacy? Friends with the entire world, brother. Everyone above 75 would come to their defense. So, UK, Colombia, Thailand, Greenland, Australia, Peru, Italy, Austria, Malaysia, Netherlands, Finland, Romania, Hungary, Indonesia, and Germany would all come to their defense. There's no one to really attack at this point. What about Mexico? Mexico, kind of same story, brother. Freaking Europeans allying everybody. You could try. What is this, some kind of suicide squad? No. Somebody will fight somebody, and then we'll be able to jump in. I would still like to be friends with you. 5 million, fine. We'll call it a day at 5. Yeah, this is not going to be a world record run by any means. When you get stuck in a position like this where you're just waiting for people to do stuff, it gets rough. Okay, China's getting active. They're losing a lot of tanks. China's getting real active. They're going to fight Indonesia. Ooh. What's this army going to look like? Get another unit of you. 2,000 tanks should be good enough. Let's bring these guys over here. Let's just keep an eye on Indonesia and China. Yeah, China's only friend is us in Malaysia. So I think we're going to wait for the downfall of China here. No, they're calling it a day. I still think it's worth jumping into this, so let's fight China. Yeah, they're down to 9 million right now. That cost us a little bit of troops, but honestly not as much as I initially thought. How many troops do they have left? 6 million. We can, well, let's wait for those tanks to come in. I think that's them. Yeah, now we can start splitting, and we'll just roll through China. We still have a lot of troops along the way. I think this group just needed rockets. Let's get them rockets and a little bit extra tanks, and then we'll have another army ready to rumble. Okay, this army's ready. Let's get you in here, and then split you and go here. And let's start recruiting another army. All right, so update. We're doing really well. Canada tried to get involved a little bit. We were able to block them. Now, we're not splitting more because we still have the United States to have to take down. They still have 96 million hanging around, so that's a little bit concerned. China still has an army. It says they don't. I just watched it walk through, though. What were you guys doing? You need more tanks. Let's get a lot of tanks out there. Get another 10K. Should really help us kind of persuade the troops to fight a little bit harder. Yeah, they got about 4 million left. They're trying to find a weak army, and they're just not able to because we kept all of our troops together. So we're still rampaging through China pretty effectively, consolidating our empire a lot heavier. And with another army on the way, we're moving up. I think we might be in first place at this point. We are number 1. Yes, we are number 1 in everything. So that is great. Minus defensive power because the United States has allies when we do not. That is fine. We're going to continue to keep finishing up China here and then keep an eye out for the United States for the win. And if not, we'd have to fight probably Germany down. Germany would be an easy target except for the fact that they have not a lot of military on their own, but still part of NATO. So 40 million, 30, 17, and 13 would still be a bit of a slog to get through. Indonesia's declared war on us. Okay, hurtful. I think we can draw out a lot of the world by fighting them next, but let's just continue. Is China done to the... I think China's kind of done. Can we get a peace treaty with you? No, you're going to want to fight us to the death. So we'll continue to fight you down. We'll wait for Indonesia to continue to keep sending troops over, but we'll probably take them down next. All right, that is China defeated. Let's gather everybody for our war with Indonesia. We're going to fight Indonesia to bring out a lot of the world's powers. In fact, if Germany's not allied to the United States, we might want to consider fighting them down. Here, let's go this way. United States, you don't have a lot of friends. I think we'll fight down Germany. We don't really need Indonesia. They will kind of be a pain in our butt. 5 million to get them out of the way, though. We do kind of need Germany to win, or do we? No, we just really need the United States. I would really love for the United States to do something so I don't have to fight them down. Because we do have 180 firepower. But they don't have a lot of friends, right? Big friends. United Kingdom. France. France is gone. Okay, so I think actually the United States would be a good call. Let's send everybody home. United States is all we need for the victory, so let's go and bank on the fact that they don't typically have all their army in their capital at once. All right, let's fight down the United States. Let's see what they're working with in their capital. They have a good chunk of their army here, but as anticipated, well, actually, that was a majority of them. They only have 13 million left. That cost us about a lot of our military, in all honesty. But we can make it up where they cannot and just continue to keep pushing through. South Korea declared war on us. Brazil, love for you to not be in the fight. I didn't anticipate you being here. You are just a little bit too big. I'm going to see if I can peace out with Brazil. Germany's invading us, the Mongols. We'll get Germany back. Have no fear. But first, the United States, who's out of troops. So let's not splinter, because we only have 60 million, but small splinter. Let's be calm, cool, collected here. Germany's really invading us. We're getting a lot more out of the United States than we're losing. We'll come back to Germany here in a minute, for sure. Let's keep the pressure on the United States. And we're just going to hold. We'll have this army over here that will be ready to invade. Let's start working on, probably international aid. Okay, we have a 30 million army. I'm not going to fight Germany. I'm just going to fight down their army. So everywhere their army is, I'm going to go. No, just go there. And let's start continuing building another army again. Okay, we need about 20%. You know, the easiest target to probably get that off of is not Germany, but Mexico. Mexico's got 20. You've got 4. You've got nothing. Spain, are you allied to Germany? You are not. Okay, so Germany will be our target. Let's finish up the United States over here and then flip to Germany. Okay, that's enough of the United States. Let's gather everybody, 60 million. Let's get some tanks and rockets. They'll be quick and easy to recruit. And we're going to go full-fledged into Germany. Okay, let's fight down Germany slowly at first, just to see what we're working with here. In groups of 20 million, and go. Now we're starting to push. Here we go. Getting our land back. We're up to 90%. Does Germany still have 10%? They do. But we're going to have to fight down Europe. We knew this. Okay, let's take these armies. Get up to Europe. A little bit of a cluster at the end here. We're getting invaded by a lot of people. Obviously having to fight off a lot of people. But I think we're fine. We just need 7%. Germany, you still have 7%? Not really. I think the better call might be fighting down Mexico. But let's push for the rest of Germany just for the sake of it. Mainland Germany, at least. All right, we're at 97%. Does Germany still have 3? They do not. So we need a big fish. United Kingdom, that's our target. Everyone split, go there. That'll be how we win. We'll get the United Kingdom down fast. There we go. Syria gave me a little bit more trouble than I was anticipating, but a fun nation nonetheless. I don't think we're anywhere near the leaderboard. We got stuck in a pretty heavy Cold War scenario. Well, we'll go ahead and check it out. Syria. There it is. Second place. Second place by a landslide, but still better than Soniku. #1 player in the world. Also member of chat. So that'll do it for today. Hope you guys had fun. I had a lot of fun. I'll see everybody tomorrow.